I hit your titty.
I think the name Ursula would be funny and silly.
What are we going to talk about now?
Yeah.
Let's take a page out of Pod Crushed and talk about our first crushes when we were kids.
Okay. All right. Welcome back.
Bye!
Another Pride episode. Hey team.
Parade.
Hey team. Welcome back. This is the third. It's gonna be our third Pride episode.
Yes.
So
mine was first.
Yes.
By
Megan,
myself.
if you have not seen Megan's solo podcast creation, go check that out. Go check out. Also,
It's a whirlwind.
go look at our other episodes. Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
our other episodes
Stop
are really
being
funny.
fake fans.
Yeah.
Okay? Stop it. Follow us. Subscribe. Also, if you're not clicking that like button, Shelby,
Oh.
you better be clicking that like button. I swear to God.
You know she clicks it every time.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people don't know the YouTuber stuff.
Oh.
You know? They just watch. They're supportive.
Well,
But click the like button, girl.
click the link and
Everybody.
the likes and the shares.
So you said today you wanted to talk about your first crushes.
Yeah. I thought it'd be fun to talk about crushes back when we were kids because I'm intrigued to see what yours was, if you could even remember.
Like my human being one or like movie TV
Human
show
being.
ones?
Like when you were a kid, did you have a crush when you were a kid that you were like, I love them, and they didn't even know you
I had
existed?
so many.
Sorry, I'm adjusting my pants.
So I had this like delusion in my head.
I was always Delulu with my crushes.
I talked about this before to like family members and stuff, where like I'm this weird delusional person where like I think every man wants to sleep with me. Every man thinks I'm so hot.
I don't
this is when
think
I was a
that
kid.
at all.
So I shouldn't say man, boys.
Even when you were a kid?
Even when I was a kid, I was like, every boy wants to kiss me. Everybody
love that
has a crush on me.
confidence.
Everybody loves me. So I had this sick obsession where like if I had a crush on a boy, in my head I'm like, he has a crush on me. He just can't be with me. So there was this guy growing up. Let's say his name. Let's call him Chris. Okay, his name was Chris.
You dated a Chris.
Not this Chris.
Okay.
I dated this Chris, obviously, and so I, in my head, had this big crush on him. The
Okay.
one that we saw at the restaurant. That Chris.
Oh!
Yeah, massive crush on him. Like all of junior high. And high
yeah,
school.
who didn't?
Yeah, and in my head, he also had a crush on me. He
Okay.
surely the fuck did not. If you
Yeah.
did, comment down below.
Yeah.
But pretty sure he did not. No, he knew I existed though. It wasn't like
Yeah,
that. It wasn't like.
'cause of-
I feel like everybody.
'cause of sports.
I feel like everybody in our school knew I existed. We weren't
Same with
necessarily.
me.
Yeah, we weren't.
I was popular because everyone knew me, but I wasn't popular.
That's what I always tell people. I'm like, I was never the it girl, popular girl in
No.
school, but I was somebody that everybody did know
Everybody
who I was.
knew who we were.
But I wasn't like going to parties. I wasn't dating the hot guy. I wasn't even in a group of hot guys. It was just whatever.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, oh, he can't date me though because he's popular and I'm not. So like, we can't be together. But secretly, he wants to be with me. So like, every time he would look at me in class, I'm like, he's thinking about me. No, he's probably like, what's that booger on your nose or something?
Or he's probably like, why are you staring at me?
he's like, are you a stalker?
Yeah,
And I'm
are
like,
you good?
Yes.
The original you.
But I just, yeah, literally, actually, he's about me. But yeah, I just used to be like, that's how I was about with boys all the time. And that's how I am in public as an adult. I'm like, everybody, but now it's more like, oh, everybody's looking at me because of something bad.
I'm so fucking sexy.
Yes.
Oh.
But also because I'm hot.
Because it's
Oh yeah, I was at the
bad.
gas tank today and I was like, I bet you everybody notices my hair. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, you psycho.
I'm trying to think of my
Oh, I
first
had
crush.
so many crush. Everybody, if you were a boy, I had a crush on you.
I mean, I remember my first girl crush. I remember I had so many boy crushes all the time, and I'd always write in my notebook like Megan and blah blah blah, or I'd write my name with their last name to be like, that sounds perfect. Like we're gonna get married one day.
Yes.
But my first girl crush wasn't until high school, and it was actually one of my best friends.
Which one?
You gonna bleep it out?
Yes, I'll bleep it out. Oh, that makes sense.
We were at a dance,
Yeah.
and this was the first dance. It was junior year.
Yeah.
Okay, we're bumping and grinding. I'd never grinded in my life.
White people bumping and grinding.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this girl was like, "Come on," and I was like, "Okay."
You're like, oh,
And we were bumping and grinding.
Yeah.
She was bumping and grinding. So we were in a trio bump and grind though. So there was a dude, her, then me.
Whoa!
We were sandwiching her. And
She was like this. Oh,
the guy got a boner,
of course.
and I had a lady boner. But she'll never know.
Yeah, she'll never know.
And also my legs were killing me after. And then mom and dad were working the concession and I came out like waddling. And they were like, are you good? And I was like, I've been bumping and grinding, sorry.
I think I got someone pregnant.
I think I'm pregnant. I'm the new Virgin Mary.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I had a huge crush on her, and then I had a huge crush on her for a very... Can you not do that? It looks like you're touching yourself.
I'm just digging into my puss.
I was like, can we not? Can we stop? Stop. I knew you were, but I'm like, they won't know.
They won't know.
They won't know.
Wow.
They're like, wow, just right
It's really
in
good.
front of her sister? You guys are those sisters?
She's really getting in there. Damn.
Woo!
Oh
Okay. Anyways, I liked her for a very long time. Even at
turned on.
you, I guess so. You're like, yeah, them lesbians.
Like bumping and grinding.
Now I got a boner.
Painful legs. I can't take it anymore.
Dude, I remember when I went to one of your first dances.
Oh, I love dances.
It was when you were in middle school. Dad had to bring me because I guess he didn't want to leave me home alone, even though he was 2 feet away.
Literally.
But widowy. And so we went in. And I'm just standing in the back with him while we're, like, watching all y'all do your thing.
Yeah.
And y'all were bumping and grinding like crazy. And I literally look at Dad, I go, Dad, if I ever do that, please slap me.
Cut to
slap it and grinding on this girl.
Slap it and grind on them girls.
One time, I bumped and grinded with a woman, okay?
I've bumped and grind with many women.
And
not good, though, but
I'm a terrible
not
dancer.
talented,
I'm
but-
the awkward, like, palm tree. Takes me a second to get there.
I'm like Mom. I do the snapping. I'm like,
You stop. But that was like my first girl crush. Liked her for a very long time. And I was like, I'm like, she had a kid. And I was like, you know what? I hate kids. And I was like, I'll be with you and your child.
I'll take on this journey.
I'll take on this journey. I'll be a stepmom.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
No.
We ended up not being friends eventually.
Yeah.
Which it's a long story.
Yeah.
But everyone always thought Steph and I were together. Not true, not facts, not real.
If you watch our Titanic episode, you know who Stephanie is.
You know who Steph is. She's the little one.
Yeah. With her wife,
With her wife.
Which is when we found out that Stephanie was dating a Megan, we were like,
yeah.
well,
I guess you were always meant to be
you
with a
were
Megan.
always meant to be married to a Megan, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
whatever. That was and they are, as you can see from the episode, completely opposite human beings.
Who, me and
Physically,
Meg?
mentally, emotionally, I feel like you are completely opposite humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have some things in common, but yeah, we're very different.
It just
in good ways though.
Oh yeah. All good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I love Megan.
So I love Megan too.
Total upgrade.
Team Megan all the way.
Yes. Boy crush. I mean, obviously I had the standard crushes in middle school on... You probably... I don't know if you'd know these people.
I'd say the Chris guy was my biggest crush, like, consistently throughout high school. Another kid named Alex. Who was a drummer. In middle school to high school, obsessed with him. Like, thought that him and I were going to sail off into the distance together. Again, horny delusions of a teenager.
Yeah.
College, if you had a penis and breathed, I probably had a crush on you. Like, I found some way to find you attractive in some way.
I mean, I had a boyfriend.
Horny.
I had a boyfriend in 6th grade, which I don't really count. I had a boyfriend in 7th grade. And then 8th grade, I think I had a boyfriend in 8th grade too. 6th grade, I was dating Zach. 7th grade, I was dating Adam. 8th grade, I was dating Mark.
That was weird.
Yeah,
That's
I was
weird
like,
to think about.
I know. We dated for like a month, not even. Maybe a week. It was very fast.
Is he married? I'm pretty sure
I think he's married and I think he has a child.
Yeah. I bet he's a really good dad.
100%.
Yeah.
Freshman year, I had a thing with Zach. Sophomore year, I dated Chris. Junior year, I think I was single.
You would think you were the straightest person alive.
I think I was single. I think.
I've only been single through K through 12, I think 2 years out of all 13 years.
Oh my God. And then senior year,
boys.
I was dating Corey. into my freshman year of college. And then I think from Corey was Paige.
Finally, a woman.
I know. But I had crushes on Chase and Dana in middle school. Who didn't? I think I liked Chase, and then I found out he was dating someone, and I was like, you don't deserve my love. And then I started liking Dana because they were in my science class, and they made me laugh. If anyone could make me laugh, I was like, I love you.
If I could make the popular boys laugh, I was like,
and they were two of the popular boys.
Horny for me.
I wasn't like that.
I made them laugh. Like, they want me. Oh. It's like, no, they're just, you said one funny thing randomly. Like,
yeah.
No, all the geeks, not to like toot my own fucking horn, but all the geeks loved me. And I was like, listen, I love you guys too. But I wish I would have dated all of you instead of trying to date these fucking losers.
I have a story. So middle school, I think it was 7th grade.
Okay.
And
what's about to happen?
We were waiting to go to our next class. And I don't know who I was standing with. Probably some of my friends. But then, so this boy named Michael comes over. And he's friends with Daniel. And he comes over. And he goes, hey, Megan. And I go, what's up? And he goes, Daniel likes you. And I go, ew, why? And he goes, I don't know. He just told me to come tell you. And I was like, well, tell him I'm not interested.
You're so mean.
That was my first initial reaction. I was like, ew, why?
Ew.
Why does he like me?
Gross.
Ew. What?
I feel like when I look at like all my boyfriends, I feel like none of them, I can only think of one that was like, ooh, ugly. And, you know. Ooh. Looking back now, which is so funny because everybody's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't know. Kill me, okay? But I feel like every boyfriend I've ever had has been like an attractive person. Like not ugly, but also not like supermodels, but they're all attractive guys.
Yeah, when you were dating not the Chris we were talking about.
I dated 2 Chris's.
He was hot.
Holy shit.
And then you did date Chris that I ended up dating too. Which is weird. We both have had things with 2 of the same guys.
I didn't know. Chris or Zach?
Chris and Zach.
Not Chris.
You dated him.
Did I?
Yeah. You guys were in youth group together and you guys dated.
God, I hate everything.
And then I dated him. And then you had a thing with Zach. And then I had a thing with Zach.
It was so gross. I don't know.
Which some people might think like, your younger sister just wants what your older sister. I'm like, no. I just liked them.
Oh, I was just a delusional person that just wanted boys to like me. That's all I was.
And then Ben was...
Ben's so handsome. Robbie was very handsome back in the day.
Right.
I don't know his status in life right now.
Was he the one... He was youth group too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then other Chris, and then...
Stop shaking. Only because it shakes the camera.
And then ex-husband, and now husband.
Who's been? Now
other situations, that's different.
Situationships?
Boyfriends.
Oh.
But no, oh my God, I loved boys. I just loved boys. When our dad coached junior high boys and then freshman boys, it was like, put me in a fucking, I was just like, yes, I love boys. My best friend and I.
Is that why you guys only did that?
Oh my God.
Just to be around the boys?
We used to get up early with my dad and help him do the shot clock for practices to watch boys. And we used to do the book for the games to watch boys. That's all we wanted to do is be around boys.
See, Steph and I did that just to watch the sport.
Oh no, they did shirts and skins, and we were like, and they all knew we had crushes on them. They all knew. That.
You guys were very obvious.
They were like, "Hey, stalkers," and we're like,
literally,
hey.
You guys made signs for them and everything.
Oh,
you had shirts.
We were obsessed.
Yeah,
I loved boys. I mean, I love boy, one man, but yeah, I was obsessed. Now, men. Get fucked. I have 75 women I'd rather date over a man any day.
Oh. I'm
trying to get my first girl crush.
Not interested. Crush, like, oh.
I'm trying to think of my first girl crush. I guess my first girl crush, like, my first, like, actual time that I felt like a tingle in my pingle for a woman was the girl I dated in college.
Interesting.
She was the first time that I don't know what it was about her.
Well, it's probably because she was butch.
I don't know what it was. I remember calling mom and being like, I had this dream about her. And it felt so vivid. And I just remember feeling something so different about her than I have ever felt being around another woman.
Okay.
And I remember it made me very emotional.
Oh.
I remember calling mom like sobbing.
Your gay awakening.
Well, because it was 2 weeks. It was just so weird because it was just like, I like her a lot and I get this feeling when I'm around her, but like I don't also like, I didn't want to mislead her because I feel like that's not fair and that's wrong. And she was phenomenal. She was amazing. She was like, I'm not going to make you do anything you don't want to do. And I was like, no,
I met her
that.
once.
Thank you.
She was really nice.
She was very nice. But
also at that time when you were like, I might be gay, I'm like deep in the closet and gay me is like, oh my God, I wish I could do this.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not gay, but I'm like, I like this girl. Like,
that was also when mom was very religious.
I don't know. I didn't take mom's religious seriously.
I had to listen to all of it.
I'm also straight.
Anytime you did something, for some reason, mom thought, let me complain to my teenage daughter.
Mom's cool like that.
And I was like, Mom, because she'd kind of be like, you don't do that. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, watch me.
I'm like, you really didn't do anything awful.
Yeah, and then looking back, mom and dad are like,
you didn't have a teen pregnancy.
You were literally
like,
an incredible kid. I'm like,
you didn't do drugs. You didn't do any dumb shit.
I drank heavily for like no joke, a millisecond in my life.
In college?
In my freshman year of college for like maybe a month. And then I was like,
who doesn't? Well, I didn't.
Yeah. I was like, I'm good. I'm done. I did enough.
Because I didn't go to college. Not that I want to say community college isn't college. It is. But I didn't like have the college experience. I didn't live on campus. I still lived at home. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I kept listening to other people say things like, that's not a career. You shouldn't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. So I just went and did liberal studies, which was great. I had a stalker in college.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I had a stalker for like a little bit, but I was one of the smart ones and was like, fuck you. And he was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, go stalk someone else.
Wasn't he like a classmate of yours that was saying some fucked up shit?
It was in our English class and he was like stalking all the girls in there.
I don't remember this at all.
So like we had a group. There was me, my friend Kayla, and him, and like we were in a group for a project.
Right.
So then we did the project and then he kept messaging us in the group chat and saying like gross, weird things. And mama taught me well. And I blocked his ass. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, we're about to be done class. I don't need to have you on my Facebook anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I told him to like leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then later on, my friend Kayla, he starts to target her. And I guess there was one day where he like locked her in there, like in a car with her. He like locked her in the car and like tried to do stuff to her. And she eventually got out and ran into me and was crying. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And she's like, God, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, mama taught me right.
Yeah.
Don't get into cars with mysterious men or people. Just like, don't put yourself in those situations. And I'm not saying she like was asking for it or anything.
No. Men should just not be demons.
But I was always taught, even with teachers, mom was always like, if you're in a room with a specifically male teacher, she was like, never, always have the door open.
Yeah.
Never be alone with them if you can. And again, if you are, make sure the door is always open. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Which again, when I was younger, I was like, okay, I didn't really know why.
Yeah.
Now as an adult, I know why.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Luckily, nothing ever happened to me.
I shouldn't have to avoid these things because men are disgusting and awful, but here we are. Like,
yeah.
This is what it is.
But
just comes to the territory, sadly.
Yeah, middle school, even younger. No, I think it was 4th or 5th grade. His first name was Richie. He was one of my best friends, and he had a bowl cut and glasses. He looked like, I have a photo somewhere of him. He was adorable.
Not the bowl cut.
Not the bowl cut.
The bowl cut.
And we went to the roller skate rink that used to be there.
I miss roller skates rinks.
And you know, when they would play the slow song and you'd roller skate around with the boy.
Hold their hand.
And I wanted to hold his hand, but he denied me and I cried on the roller rink.
His bowl cut denied you? Wait,
he didn't want to.
Bowl cut denied you? That's your love. That was your 13th reason. That's crazy.
That's when I was like, I'm asexual.
That's when you're like, well, there it is. I'm never dating ever again.
And I started crying. And then I want to say he pity like rollerbladed with me.
The bowl cut kid pity. Like, this is cute.
And I was like, he doesn't want to be with me. I don't understand. Like, I love him. And Steph was like, Megan.
Daddy, I love him.
But Daddy, I love him. Oh my God. I remember when Mark broke up with me.
That you were
I locked myself in my room.
Bummed out.
And Mom was like, come on. And I was like, no, I love him, Mom. You don't understand. And she's like, Megan, you don't know what love is. Yeah. And I was like, yes, I do. I would not come out of my room until my best friend Molly came over. And my mom, Molly, I allowed Molly. And I was like, Mom, leave me alone.
That's crazy.
And she came in and helped me calm down. That was before she took my ex-boyfriend that I was still in love with at the time. And they would talk shit about me on MySpace. I found their messages and printed them as proof.
Megan!
I was like,
Megan! Stop!
What?
You're printing out. You're not in court. You're not a lawyer.
I needed evidence.
You printed out those. You printed out Titanic.
I printed out their messages.
You printed out a lot of shit.
And then
you're the reason for the rainforest.
I don't think I ever showed them. I think I just kept it in a box.
You're just like,
I would just angrily read them.
You're like, whenever I'm ready.
Whenever, it just gave me more ammunition to stay mad at her. Because she would say things to my face, and then she'd go home and message him and be like, Megan's such a fucking prude. I can't believe she wouldn't have sex with you. And I'm like, I'm in 8th grade.
Oh my God.
Like, calm down.
Really?
Oh, well, so I was very scared of intimacy, still am. It depends. Again, I think I'm more demisexual. I need to have a strong, close connection with somebody.
8th grade, it's like, what are we doing? Why are you trying to have sex with people? It's gross.
Girl. So I
grade.
remember our AIM messages of Adam and I, and he would talk about wanting to have sex with me, and I would just go along with that and be like, yeah, sure. And he's like, we would have sex, and he would like go in detail.
What do you know about sex in 8th grade?
I knew nothing.
No, I mean him.
I don't know.
He doesn't know anything.
I don't know.
It
was either 7th or 8th grade.
That's freaking
And
gross,
he was like, we'd play this song. It was my favorite song from Phantom of the Opera.
Play this song.
He's like, we'd play this song and make love. And I was like, okay. And he's like, then I'd make you pancakes in the morning. And I was like, wow, that sounds great.
This is 8th grade.
And then I barely held the man's hand. And he was so mad. He's like, Megan didn't even really like to hold my hand. And I was like, because I was nervous because you were talking about wanting to have sex and I was terrified.
I feel like I remember having sex or either giving a blowjob while the song Candy Shot by 50 Cent.
I remember Edge of Glory was playing the first time I let Corey touch my tits. And I was singing it, and I was singing it.
Signs.
I was singing it, and he was like, "Can you shut the fuck up?" And I was like, "This is a good song."
Lady Gaga was like, "Girl,"
she's like, "You're on the edge of leaving this relationship."
Yeah. you're just sitting there like, "I'm on the edge."
He's just grabbing my tits. Mind you, he's under the shirt, pulling down my sports bra because I was like, "You can't look at them yet." I was like, "You can touch them, but you can't look." Also, one time we went for a walk.
He's doing it so medically too. It's not like it's like
no. He's like
honk, honk.
And then one time we were at
checking for tumors.
We were at like a trail walk, and he was like, "I want to touch your tits," and I was like, "Okay."
On a trail walk?
No, like in the car after. No. So I'm gross and sweaty, and I'm like, "Whatever, go ahead."
Yeah.
And then a car pulls up to us. I was like, "Don't fucking touch me."
You're like, thank God.
There was one time he went to his brother's soccer thing, and we're making out in the car in like the driveway, like, and I'm like enjoying this moment, and I'm like, but also terrified because I'm like, we're in broad daylight making out in a car. Yeah. He's getting me off. Like,
he's not getting you off.
He did get me off,
but he's not getting you off from making out with you.
No.
But
I was maybe dry humping his leg.
Oh my! You are so wild.
Crazy, right?
Why does it take this podcast for me to finally get you to admit the craziest shit you've done? God, thank God for this podcast.
Oh, it's so crazy. Dry humping?
I love
letting a man touch my tits under my bra.
Yeah, I love listening to crazy stories from other people. Because usually I hear, I like stories that are either like, how do I say this appropriately? I like songs from people that have barely... I like songs? What? I like stories from people that have barely done anything or have had a lot of awkward sexual moments. Or I want to hear people that are like straight up strippers, OnlyFans. I don't want people like me who are in the middle. Where it's like, I have sex, I do fun stuff, cool, anal, whatever. But like, I'm not going to like sex dungeons and being a stripper, and I'm not on OnlyFans, but I'm also not like barely touching another person, you know? I'm not vanilla. I like a good back and forth. I think it's fun.
I think the farthest I ever went was one time in Corey's room, and I just had my underwear on. And then he turned the lights on, and I was like, no! I was like, don't look at me!
Wow. I was having a way different experience.
I hate the look of the tits laying to the side, so I was like, don't look at me.
Oh, I've given up on that.
And one time he was getting up on me, and I think he'd already came.
I'm gonna have to delete his name so badly in this video. Holy shit.
I'll stop saying his name.
Yeah.
And then his dick rubbed up against my pussy. We both had our underwear on though. But I was like, get off of me, you're gonna get me pregnant. And he was like, bitch, what?
You're going to jail.
He's like, my cum is out of me. Like, it's not in you. And I'm like, it's still gonna happen.
It's gonna absorb.
It's still gonna fall. It's gonna climb up. It's determined. Yeah. I was like, God will get me pregnant.
Is marching up the trail.
I just thought, I was like, God's gonna curse me with a baby. Oh. Because I was fondling a man.
It didn't happen. Hey, no,
it didn't. Slap the dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey and I used to always go get ice cream, as you would say. Sorry.
Stop. I did. Oh, that was what I used to say all the time.
Oh, when I finally figured that out, when you and Ben would be like, gonna go get ice cream, I was like, you all are filthy.
Yeah, we were.
Y'all are disgusting.
It was wonderful.
Oh.
Being a teenager, having sex.
See, when I said I'm going to get ice cream, I literally went to go get ice cream.
Sometimes we did. And then we had sex. And then I gave him a blowjob. You know, one or the other.
Oh, I hated giving blowjobs.
It
was just awkward.
Like my husband, so I giving them to him.
Yeah, I don't like doing it.
I think more women, I could be wrong, but I think more women would enjoy giving blowjobs if their men weren't sacks of shit.
Yeah.
Because you want your partner to feel good.
Again, having someone say, hey, why don't you act like you enjoy it? Bitch, if
sure, watch me bite it.
If you realize if you realize I'm not enjoying it, maybe you could be like, hey, you know what, we should stop.
Yeah, and then like, why don't
we'll figure it out.
Why don't you? And like, let's figure that out.
Yeah. No. Like, keep going. You'll learn to enjoy it.
I feel like if more men were having like good communication and also went down on women, more women wouldn't mind going down on dudes. But y'all are, first of all, the ones that like going down, there's very little of you.
Yeah.
The ones that will go down but don't like it, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You think you do, and you think all these women that have said that they've come, they have not.
No.
They've had orgasms, they have not. Hate to fucking tell you. We're liars. We're big fat skeezy liars. And then, or you guys are just assholes and won't go down at all because you're like, ew. Okay.
Like, why would I go down on you?
If it's so ew, then why do you want to stick your dick in it?
True.
So stay away from me. Well, that's it.
That's the end of this podcast.
That's the end of this show.
Wow, that's ADHD. We went from crushes to sex.
And that's on ADHD, bitch.
Yeah.
Diva girl pride.
Roxy, do you have anything to add?
This is why queer people hate white people.
Wow, she's disgusted with us.
Yeah, she's like, queers. All right, well, love you guys.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye
Good
now.
luck editing this.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Why are you thumbs down?
Bye.
Oh.